In 2077, the storm of World War had come again. In 2 brief hours, most of the planet was reduced to cinders. And from the ashes of nuclear devastation, a new civilization would struggle to arise.
Fallout 1 was very dark, in a way that no other Fallout game has been since. It remembered that a post-apocalyptic wasteland probably isn't a very nice place to be, but most importantly, the way they actually constructed this atmosphere was absolutely genius. It seems like everything was designed in the game in a way to loop back around and reinforce the atmosphere. Everything is like one big puzzle that interconnects and reinforces it's brilliant, it's fantastic. So to start off, in a lot of games you're the special snowflake chosen one. Not in this game, you're just a guy or girl, and your vault is desperate for water, so they began sending people out into the wasteland. But everyone they sent out before you never came back, and now it's your turn to go out and die.
So that's it after 20 years. So long, good luck?
I don't recall saying good luck.
And this might not have been intentional, but as you first get to grips with the weird interface and controls, you feel exactly as your character would, just out of your depth, struggling, scared. The first time I ever played this game, this was as far as I got. I made a character, heard the music that makes you uncomfortable, died to some rats, and then I uninstalled. So when you start out, you're square one, you're like a rug rat, you're like Stephen Hawking inside a lion enclosure. But then as the game progresses, you then become a lion in a Stephen Hawking enclosure. What I mean is you get stronger, especially if, like me, you listen to some prick online that said, "Oh, it doesn't matter how you build your character." Bullshit. My first playthrough of this game was just me starting a fight and then hiding behind Ian saying, "Good luck, mate." I was useless. I was so useless. Here's the real choice when it comes to making a Fallout 1 character. You can choose between maximum action points or paracetamol for your 16-hour headache. So my point is every fight is very dangerous. To teach you this lesson, the game gives you a lovely dog, just so they can turn around and kill it. One attack from a mutant, and dog meat is dog paste. Oh, it's split in half! Even the name dog meat is pretty grim. But yeah, dog meat does not last. If you got dog meat to the very ending, fair play, I respect you. I'm not even sure it's possible. The furthest I ever got was Mariposa's front door. Combat is incredibly dangerous. Any single attack could be a crit, and you're joining dog paste on the floor as a puddle. Even the most basic journey can result in you or one of your teammates being killed. If not the whole fucking lot of you. My entire team got exploded in one go in Mariposa. Blah.
Not even the carrion eaters are interested in your radiated corpse.
Leave me alone. I've been dead 100 years, this guy's still roasting me. If I had to pick the most important aspect when it comes to building an atmosphere, I would have to say it's the music. And this game's music is perfect for the setting. It's very cool. So for the first track in the ambient music thing, they made a genuinely beautiful song. Then they stuck a bunch of weird, scary noises over it, like air raid sirens and all that. But it creates like a juxtaposition between a feeling of discovery and, wonder and just fear of the unknown, which mirrors beautifully exactly what's going on inside the player's head as they play. Discovery, wonder, but then also fear. Everything's kind of scary. Around every corner could be death, and the music reminds you of that at every moment. New Vegas actually has a lot of the music from this game in it, but you have to not turn the radio on. Personally, and I'm gonna get Jesus Christed for this, but personally, I prefer playing New Vegas without the radio at this point. There's like 3 songs on the radio in that game as well. I get it, he had a big iron on his hip. You can stop telling me now. So combining this atmosphere with an incredibly dangerous world, every small victory becomes so much more important. And it's not just like, in a lot of games, you get NPCs in the world and they say, this place is really dangerous, but then you as the player, you don't experience any danger at all, you're chilling. In this game, people say the world is dangerous and you're like, yeah mate, I know. In this game, you actually experience that danger as the player, and so it means so much more to you. You've been blown up 6 times by the time you get to like the hub. How do I drop it? So yeah, in your mind, the music reminds you of danger, which is then reinforced by the combat, which is very dangerous. It all stirs together really well. Initially, even your colourful vault suit portrays that you don't belong here, but by the end of the game, you're so powerful, you decide what belongs here. Fallout 1 has a focus, a purity of vision that was lacking in 2, in my opinion. Fallout 2 had a bunch of pop culture references and things like that. Mike Tyson bites your ear off in that game. Fallout 1 though is just like a tight package. Here's the story, here's your goal, here's some suffering, get out there, try not to horribly die. There are some wacky things in the game, but they're so well spaced out that they don't ruin the atmosphere. And because of that atmosphere, because everything's, so dark and horrible, you usually appreciate them much more. In Fallout 2, they just kind of spam them constantly. It gets annoying. Every time the atmosphere begins to creep back in, Mike Tyson will bite your ear off, or they'll talk about Star Wars or something, and then you're pulled out of it.
You not ghoul, I knew, not fool Harry.
Uh-oh. I'll tank that, that's nothing. Ian, help me out! Oh, for fuck's sake, Ian! When you finally encounter an important character, and you get not only a talking head, but also voiced dialogue, oh shit, it really does feel like a big moment. Especially when they've got all these amazing voice actors. The kind of voice actors you've heard before, but you have no idea where.
You? Fight him? You gotta be kidding me.
You better know that nobody ever double-crosses Gizmo. Your price is to belong to Necropolis forever. Well, I'm quite impressed. My spies told me you were resourceful.
Well, the pleasantries are now concluded.
And if you don't understand, that last bit is a threat.
Blessings of the Holy Flame to you, my child.
There's so many talking heads too, even more than the second game had. Like the ghoul Harold, when he tells his story of the visit to Mariposa. Usually in games when people try telling me stories, I just zone out immediately. But with Harold, because of the situation, I just sat there listening. It was insane. I was entirely engaged without even thinking about it. Also because ghouls are just naturally very interesting. Look at this guy. You can literally see this guy's collarbone. It looks painful for him just to exist. Sadly, Fallout has gradually made ghouls less and less interesting. The mutants are the same. Look at this guy's skull hanging out, the state of him. Someone buy this guy a hat. Now they're just big steroid guys with a hue shift, copy pasted everywhere. So basically, they forgot the Fallout part of Fallout. I want the suffering back. Mutants were crazy strong too, like actual endgame enemies. If you stumble upon a mutant patrol early on in your playthrough, your vault is going to be a bit thirsty. Although probably not actually intentional, I think the old graphics lend themselves to the atmosphere really well. Everything looks kind of weird, everything looks slightly off. And the final boss is brilliant. The final boss is a beautiful embodiment of the world itself. I don't want to spoil him for you, but his design, his voice, his story, everything about him is so unique and memorable. He's easily the greatest antagonist in Fallout history. Caesar doesn't even come close. Think about how long ago this game came out. 1997. That's over 25 years ago now. Quarter of a century. Think of all the games that have come and gone since then, and yet people still talk about the early Fallouts. Even today, people like me will go back and play them and fall in love with them. I never played this shit as a kid. I wasn't alive as a kid. I mean, I was alive, you know what I'm saying. But then look how many people who do go back and play it, then consider it in league with New Vegas. But that game was considered one of the great... Sorry about that, my microphone is broken. Rest in peace, Chinese wireless headset that didn't work wirelessly, and whose company had to be taken off Amazon for doing dodgy things. Anyway, I was just saying, so if a lot of tier lists featuring this game puts it right up there with New Vegas, a game many consider to be one of the greatest games of all time, this game's probably pretty good too.